My father stood in the doorway of my childhood bedroom, arms crossed, face hard as stone. "You are not welcome in this house until you apologize to your sister," he said. Behind him, I could see Sophia smirking from the hallway, satisfied that once again she had won. 28 years old, and I was being kicked out of my own family home over something I did not do wrong, over something she had twisted and lied about. The old me would have begged, would have pleaded my case, would have bent myself into knots trying to make peace. But that version of me died somewhere between the 100th time I was blamed for her mistakes and this exact moment. So I looked my father dead in the eye and said the two words that would change everything. "All right. Before we dive into what happened next, I want to hear from you. Where are you watching this from? Drop your location in the comments. If you have ever been the scapegoat in your family while someone else got away with everything, hit that like button right now, because you are going to want to see how this plays out. And make sure you subscribe, because what I did after walking out that door shocked everyone who thought I would come crawling back. Trust me, you do not want to miss this. Now let me take you back to the beginning so you understand exactly how we got here. My name is Marcus, and for as long as I can remember, my sister Sophia has been the golden child of our family. 4 years younger than me, she learned early on that tears and dramatics could get her anything she wanted. While I was expected to earn good grades, get a job at 16, and contribute to household expenses, Sophia got a free pass on everything. Forgot to do her chores, Mom would do them. Failed a class, Dad would blame the teacher. Wrecked her car, they bought her a new one. I grew up in Portland, Oregon, in a middle-class neighborhood where my father Richard worked as an insurance broker and my mother Linda was a real estate agent. They were not wealthy but comfortable. Comfortable enough to give Sophia everything she asked for, while telling me I needed to learn responsibility and self-reliance. The double standard was so obvious that even neighbors noticed it. My best friend's mom once asked me why my parents treated us so differently. I had no answer then. I still do not have one now. By the time I turned 18, I knew I needed to get out. I went to college on a partial scholarship, worked nights at a grocery store to cover the rest, and graduated with a degree in computer science. I got a good job at a tech startup in Portland, moved into my own apartment, and tried to build a life separate from the dysfunction of my childhood home. But family has a way of pulling you back in, especially when they need something. Sophia, on the other hand, dropped out of college after 2 years. She moved back home and has been living there ever since, rent-free, contributing nothing. She has had a string of part-time jobs that never last more than a few months. She has borrowed money from our parents that she never pays back. She has crashed 2 cars, maxed out credit cards in Mom's name, and somehow, through all of it, remained the favorite. I visited my parents maybe once a month, usually for Sunday dinners. It was a careful dance. I would show up, be polite, deflect Sophia's little digs and comments, eat quickly, and leave. It worked until 3 months ago, when everything exploded in a way I never saw coming. It started with a family birthday party. My mother was turning 55, and she wanted the whole family together for a celebration at their house. I showed up with a nice gift, a bracelet I had spent 2 weeks picking out, and a store-bought cake since I cannot bake to save my life. Sophia was already there, holding court in the living room with our parents and a few aunts and uncles. The moment I walked in, I felt the tension. Sophia's eyes landed on me with that familiar look of calculation. She had something planned. I just did not know what yet. Dinner went fine at first. We ate, made small talk, sang happy birthday. Then came the moment when Mom opened gifts. She loved the bracelet I got. Her hugged me, said it was beautiful. Sophia's gift was next, a photo album she claimed to have put together herself, filled with family pictures. Mom cried, said it was the most thoughtful gift she had ever received. Later, I found out Sophia had ordered that album online 2 days before the party. She did not put it together. She just paid for a service that did. But of course, she took all the credit. After cake, I was in the kitchen washing dishes when Sophia cornered me. "Must be hard," she said, leaning against the counter, always trying so hard to impress them and still coming up short. I did not take the bait. "The dishes need to be done, Sophia. You want to help or just stand there?" She laughed. "That is your problem, Marcus. You are always working, always trying to prove something. Maybe if you relaxed a little, they would actually like you." I turned off the water and looked at her, really looked at her. At 24 years old, she had the emotional maturity of a teenager, and suddenly I felt sorry for her. I do not need them to like me, Sophia. I just need them to respect me. Well, she said, her voice dripping with fake sweetness, good luck with that. I should have left then. Should have said my goodbyes and walked out. But I stayed, and that was my mistake. An hour later, Sophia's phone went missing. She claimed she left it on the coffee table, and now it was gone. She immediately started accusing me. Marcus was in the living room alone earlier, she announced to everyone. I bet he took it. I stared at her in disbelief. Why would I take your phone? I do not know. Maybe you are jealous. Maybe you wanted to go through my messages. Sophia, I have my own phone. I have no interest in yours. But she had already worked herself up into tears. This is exactly what you do. You have always been jealous of me. My father stepped in. Marcus, just give her the phone back. I do not have her phone, Dad. Then let me check your car. The fact that he believed her without question, the fact that he was willing to search my car like I was a criminal, something in me snapped. No, you are not searching my car. I did not take her phone, and I am not going to be treated like a thief in my own family. Mom chimed in. Marcus, if you have nothing to hide, just let him look. It is not about having something to hide. It is about the principle. Why do you automatically believe I took it? Sophia kept crying. Dad kept insisting, and I kept refusing. Finally, I grabbed my keys and headed for the door. I am leaving. When you find her phone exactly where she left it, do not bother calling me with an apology, because I already know I will not get one. I was halfway to my car when Sophia shouted from the porch, Wait, I found it. It was in my purse the whole time. Oops, she said it like it was a joke. Like accusing me of theft in front of the entire family was just a silly mistake. I turned around and looked at my parents, waiting for them to say something. Anything. An apology. A reprimand for Sophia. Something that acknowledged what had just happened. My father shrugged. See, it was just a misunderstanding. Come back inside, Marcus. That was it. That was the moment I realized they would never see it. Would never acknowledge the constant scapegoating, the double standards, the way I was always guilty until proven innocent, while Sophia was innocent even when proven guilty. I got in my car and drove home. I did not speak to any of them for 2 weeks. Then came the incident that got me kicked out. Sophia had started dating a guy named Kyle, someone she met at a bar. He was trouble from the start, no job, a record of petty theft, the kind of guy who borrows money and never pays it back. But Sophia was convinced he was the one. She brought him around the family constantly, and our parents welcomed him with open arms because Sophia wanted him there. One Sunday, I stopped by the house to drop off some paperwork my mom needed for her taxes. I had been avoiding family dinners, but this was a quick in and out. Except when I arrived, Kyle was there, and he was going through drawers in the hallway. I watched him pocket my mother's emergency cash, $200. She kept in an envelope in the console table. What are you doing? I said. He jumped, turned around, tried to play it cool. Oh, hey, Marcus. Just looking for a pen. Put the money back. His face hardened. I do not know what you are talking about. I just watched you take it. Put it back, and we will pretend this never happened. Instead, Kyle went and got Sophia. Within minutes, she was screaming at me, accusing me of harassing her boyfriend, of being jealous that she had someone and I did not. Kyle backed her up, claimed I was the one going through drawers, and he had just walked in on me. When my parents came home an hour later, Sophia and Kyle had already told them their version of events. They said I had shown up acting strange, that I had been in the hallway going through things, that Kyle had confronted me, and I had gotten aggressive. My father called me into the living room. Marcus, I need you to explain what happened here today. I told him the truth. I explained that I had seen Kyle stealing money from the console table, that I had confronted him, and that they were now lying to cover it up. I even suggested they check the drawer to see if the money was missing. My father did, and the money was gone. But instead of questioning Kyle, he turned to me. So you are saying Kyle stole money, but conveniently the money is gone. How do I know you did not take it, and now you are trying to blame him? I could not believe what I was hearing. Why would I steal from Mom? I make more money than everyone in this house combined. Maybe you have debts we do not know about. Maybe you are on drugs. Drugs? Dad, are you listening to yourself? Sophia jumped in. He has always been jealous of me. He cannot stand that I am happy. Happy with a guy who just robbed your mother. My father's face turned red. That is enough. You are going to apologize to your sister and to Kyle right now. For what? For telling the truth, for making accusations you cannot prove, and for disrupting this family. I looked at my mother, who had been silent this whole time. Mom, you know me. You know I would not steal from you. Please. She looked away. Marcus, maybe you should just apologize. For the sake of peace. That was when I knew. She believed them. Or worse, she did not care about the truth as long as it kept Sophia happy. I turned to leave, but my father blocked the doorway. You are not leaving until you apologize. Then, I guess I am not leaving. We stood there in a silent standoff for what felt like an hour. Finally, my father said the words that would change everything. Fine. Then you are not welcome in this house until you apologize to your sister. You are suspended from this family. Sophia smiled. Actually smiled. My mother wrung her hands but said nothing, and I felt something inside me let go. Some last thread of hope that they would ever see me, ever choose me, ever believe me. All right, I said, and I walked past him, out the door, and into my car. As I drove away, I looked in the rearview mirror. My father was standing on the porch, arms still crossed, looking satisfied that he had won. What he did not know was that he had not won anything.